Hello traders and investors. This is a Bitcoin weekly review. In this review, I will answer a few questions. First is, when is the bottom? I mean, from the time factor standpoint. At what price can we expect the bottom? And if we make a definitive bottom, assuming that we do make a definitive bottom, can we expect a fresh upward impulse to follow, or is it just a relief rally? Assuming that we do have a rally, some sort of a rally, maybe a relief rally or maybe a fresh impulse to the upside, what are the targets? As timing, when it comes to timing, we have a few methods to determine timing. The best method, in my opinion, is simply to follow an asset's cycles, because every asset has cycles. When it comes to Bitcoin, there are a few options. The first option is the Mercury cycles. The second option is the 15-week cycles from low to low, and the 30-week cycles. I prefer for this cycle at least to use the 30-week cycles, because they have good proportions and they work. You can see that we have 30 cycles from one low to the next, and if this pattern continues, then next week should be the low. Okay, it also fits together very nicely with the Bitcoin's astrology, because we do have a hard aspect coming between August 17th and August 19th, and also August 19th is an auspicious day for a serious market drop, which could be the end of the downtrend, at least for a while. So when it comes to timing, I am expecting next week for Bitcoin to either make a fresh low or a higher low, which will be followed by a rally. I still don't know if it's going to be a relief rally or a fresh impulse to the upside. I will tell you the criteria as well. Now, what is the support level? At what level can we expect Bitcoin to find support? First, let's go over the macro picture, okay? This is a volume profile of this cycle, and you can see that we have a very high volume node in the previous distribution range between 60,800 and 73,885. We do have a cluster of volume, but we lost this volume cluster, and because we lost this volume cluster, I am expecting a drop to the next volume cluster, which is between 41K and 44.5K. Do we have to get there? No. We can, of course, reclaim the range and continue to the upside. The problem is that we didn't do it once, twice, three times. What makes you think that the fourth time is going to be successful? I don't think it is, at least not at the moment, and therefore I am expecting a drop to 45K. At least the volume suggests 45K. What other evidence do we have of 45K? This is the Elliott wave count for this cycle. You can see that. Let me show you the wave count. Okay, let me draw it. Wave 1, wave 2 was a flat correction, a simple correction, an ABC correction. Wave 3 was the all-time high, 73,885, followed by a complex correction, which may be over, maybe, but I think we still have one more low to go, followed by a fresh impulse to the upside. Okay, now I'm not going to talk about the rally yet. I just want to point out something. The 0.5 retracement of wave 3 is the maximum that Bitcoin can drop and still reasonably expect continuation to the upside. Okay, Now, if we lose the 0.5 retracement, the 49.3 level, and drop to the 0.618, the chances of a failed cycle will increase and we will not get a fresh impulse to the upside. If this week we will make a higher low, let's say that Bitcoin fills the week up to and including 51K, then maybe this was the wave 4 low, and in that case we can expect a fresh impulse to the upside. How high is up in the air? Why? Because wave 5 is usually when the cycle fails. It is possible to measure wave 5 in two ways. The first way is to take the measurement of wave 1 and to take the 1-to-1 extension of wave 1 to wave 5. In that case, the maximum Bitcoin will go is 64,640, 65K, okay? The second method to estimate wave 4 is to take the 0.618 measurement. You measure from wave 1 to wave 3, down to wave 4, and the 0.618 measurement gets you to 85. 85 is the maximum that Bitcoin can make if 49K is really the bottom. As I said, I'm not so sure about that, okay? So 49K is a substantial support level. Now we are still looking for additional support levels, higher and lower. And to do that, I'm utilizing the Gann fan and the wick fill strategy. What is the wick fill strategy? Basically, if you have been trading for a while, you noticed that wicks represent imbalance in the chart. And whenever there is a wick, usually the price returns to rebalance the wick, meaning that the price will now drop to at least 50% of the wick to balance the wick, and only then will it continue to the upside. So as long as the wick isn't filled, you need to be wary of this continuation to the upside, and you can see that 60K is again resistance level, the 2x1 resistance level. What I am assuming is that next week Bitcoin is going to return to these wicks, and we have several targets. The first target is 53K, which is the 50% of the weekly wick, and it is also in confluence with the 50-week EMA. Let me show you. This is the 50-week EMA. So this is the first lower high. After that, we have 51.5, which is 50% of the wick on the daily. Then we have 49K, which is 100% of the wick. After that, we have the Gann 1x1 support level at 45, which is also in confluence with the volume profile. Okay. What other evidence do we have for 45? We also have the evidence of classical charting. Sometimes the simplest way is the best way, and this is a descending broadening wedge, okay? And Bitcoin still didn't touch the lower support line, and if it's going to touch this support line next week, it should be at around 45K, okay? So we have several targets from 45K and up. All of these targets are listed in my Bitcoin weekly report, which you can download from Telegram for free or view it on my TradingView page. The links are in the bio. Now, what evidence do we have for bullish continuation or for bearish continuation? The first evidence we have for bearish continuation is this Wyckoff distribution schematic. Now, when it comes to a Wyckoff schematic, sometimes you are not sure if it's reaccumulation before continuation to the upside, or is it a distribution schematic and that's it, this is the end. The tell in our case is that Bitcoin lost the range not once, because if it's only once it could be a spring action, just a quick move that the market maker does to take out stop losses before continuation to the upside. But we didn't lose the range once, we lost it once, twice, and now 3 times. Okay, so at the moment we aren't able to get back inside the range high, which is at 60,800, let's say 61k, and this is a very bearish evidence in favor of bearish continuation. Okay, now what else do we have? What other evidence do we have for bearish continuation? The other evidence we have for bearish continuation is market structure. Now, nothing beats market structure because it's an objective measure. As you can see, the market structure on the weekly time frame is confirmed bearish because we had a high, higher low, one lower high, one lower low, second lower high, second lower low. In this point, at this point in time, the market structure is bearish on the weekly time frame, and it is confirmed bearish. So to assume bullish continuation when the market structure is telling you the exact opposite picture is not wise in my opinion. Okay, it's not wise. So if you want to assume that Bitcoin is bullish, what you need to see now is that the price will not get below 49k, meaning that this week you can or you should expect price to make a lower high, and after that you want to see Bitcoin moving impulsively, not correctively. You need to see consecutive green candles to the upside. First, it needs to get accepted above 60,800, and then it needs to get above 60, let's say 65k. Okay, now I cannot stress enough how improbable it is in my opinion. The only issue is that in the markets, hope is the last thing to die. Okay, so you're reading Twitter posts telling you that the Fed is going to cut rates and liquidity is going to get back in the market, etc., etc. I don't know if you have any background in economics, but if you have a background in economics, you know that when the Fed cuts the rates, it's a sign of recession, and this liquidity, supposed liquidity coming from the rate cuts, doesn't make its way to the stock market, and 100% it's not going to make its way to the crypto market. It's all an illusion. Okay, so my bullish continuation targets for next week. My bullish continuation, assuming that we make a higher low that will not be lower than 49k. Okay, so let's say that we fill the week up to and including 51k and continue to the upside impulsively. I have 3 targets. First 61k, then 65k, and 70k. Above 70k we are 100% bullish, and you should expect Bitcoin to make it to 85k. However, if we will be unable to break above the 60k resistance level, okay, which is also the range low, the Wyckoff distribution range low, then I am expecting Bitcoin to gradually move lower and lower, initially to 45k. But if we are in the beginning of the decline stage of the market, then a lot lower targets are also on the table. You can download the full report from the Telegram channel or from my TradingView page, and reach out to me if you have any questions or comments. That's all I have for you on Bitcoin. I hope it helps, and I will see you in the next video.